Hi, I'm John. I'm going to show you how you can automate your outdoor lights without changing the light bulbs and also maintaining the possibility to use your wall switch to turn the lights on and off. It's really important to keep the existing functionality so that your spouse will not get annoyed. I know my wife would get annoyed if she couldn't turn the lights on and off with the light switch and would need to ask me how to use some smart home system to turn them on and off. So there are quite a few choices I had to make regarding the smart home system for controlling my outdoor lights. So one is to choose a wall switch, which I can still control from the wall and can be automated, so that avoids changing the bulbs. The next thing is to choose a smart home hub which can control the wall switch, and the third thing is to choose outdoor motion sensor which can be connected with the smart home hub. I already previously found this Sonoff touch smart switch which can be controlled via this button here to turn the lights on and off. It can also be controlled via the native ewelink app and via Alexa and Google Home and if this then that. Unfortunately, currently it seems that the smart home ecosystem is a bit scattered and all hubs don't support all devices. Actually, most hubs will only support a limited set of devices. So I looked at some options. Home Assistant seems like a great option, but it seems like a big time commitment and I would need to figure out many things. Another choice would be Habitat, which seems good, but compared to Smartthings, the Habitat is more expensive, so I ended up choosing Smartthings. The Smartthings hub is quite inexpensive. It seems a simple system if you choose devices which are supported, and it has quite many supported devices, but you can also extend it if you want to do some custom stuff. You can use community-made custom device handlers to support devices which are not officially supported. So that seemed like a good option with the extension possibilities for me. So I went ahead and bought the Smartthings hub. I will also leave links in the description down below to my article on why I chose the Smartthings hub. One thing is that it supports if this then that, and it also can be integrated with Alexa. The third thing to choose was the outdoor motion sensor. It seemed like there are plenty of zigbee enabled motion sensors for indoor use, also jetwave motion sensors for indoor use, so both of those options should be possible to integrate with Smartthings, but there weren't actually that many outdoor motion sensors. Sure, you can find the traditional type which you need to do wiring and connect that to your outdoor lights, and then it only works when your light switch is turned on. It works via the motion, so you don't really get both options there to control it via the motion sensor or the light switch. So the thing I found was the Philips Hue Outdoor Motion sensor. So actually that's the best and maybe the only option which I found for this purpose currently. Unfortunately, it's not directly supported by the Smartthings hub, so you need to add a custom device handler for that, but let's talk through that in a moment. Smartthings is not able to directly see and control the Sonoff touch smart switch. There are two choices which people have been using in these options to integrate with the Samsung Smartthings ecosystem. So one way is to use if this then that, but if this then that is no longer free to use with the Sonoff switch. You need to pay a fee for that. So the other option is to use Alexa. So the Sonoff Touch smart switch is Alexa compatible, so you integrate it with Alexa and you use Alexa as the intermediary, since Alexa can be integrated with Smartthings, so then you can use Smartthings via Alexa to control the Sonoff Touch switch. You have two options. You can either connect the Sonoff Touch switch to Alexa and connect the Philips Hue motion sensor via Smartthings to Alexa as well, and then create in Alexa a routine to trigger the Sonoff Touch when the motion sensor gets triggered. The other option is to create a virtual switch and create the rules in Smartthings to trigger the virtual switch, which triggers via Alexa the Sonoff Touch switch. Using the Alexa routines is a bit more simple, but the Alexa routines don't have that many options. So for me, it's important to control the lights via the motion sensor only after sunset. So the route I chose is to use the virtual switch. So before this step, I assume you have already set up the Sonoff Touch switch with ewelink. That's very easy to do. Just follow the Sonoff instructions for that. I can leave some links in the descriptions if you need help with it. So here in Amazon Alexa, in the app, you can go under the menu and skills, where you can find the magnifying glass. You can look for ewelink, and then you can choose ewelink. I already did this step, so I have it connected. If it's not connected here, you can connect it, and then you give the ewelink credentials to integrate it. So after you do this step, your devices from ewelink will show up here. So in my case, I have the outside lights switch from ewelink visible here. So if I click here, I can show you the lights are now off, but if I press on the power button, it turns the lights on. The next step is to connect the Philips Hue Outdoor Motion sensor with Smartthings. So at this point I have already set up the Smartthings hub. I can leave some links in the description on how to do that, and after that you need to add a custom device handler. I'll also leave a link in the description on how to do that, and then you can pair the Hue Outdoor Motion sensor with the Smartthings hub, and it will appear as a device here. So the Hue motion sensor is visible now here. I can see it's showing no motion, and it's also showing the temperature and the battery information. In order to create a virtual switch, you need to go under Smart Apps and then Virtual Device Creator. This Virtual Device Creator won't appear here, and you can't do this part via the new Smartthings app before you have added the Virtual Device Creator. So in the classic app you can go under the Smart Apps and add and more, then Virtual Device Creator, so you get this Virtual Device Creator here. I'll leave a link in the description on how to do that. But here you can create a virtual device. So if I want to create a new virtual device here, I can just call it something different, and then click on done, and it will create a new virtual device. So now this new virtual device, you can turn it on and off, but it won't actually do anything. So I already previously created this virtual Sonoff outdoor light switch here, and in order to have this virtual switch do something, you need to go into Amazon Alexa, and again, first you need to make the virtual light switch visible here in Alexa, and to do that you go again under skills, and you search for the Smartthings skill. I have already done this step, so for me it's already enabled, but you would have here a button to enable the skill, and you would authenticate with your Smartthings credentials and authorize it to see the Smartthings devices. So after that, all the Smartthings devices will appear here in Alexa. So I can see under all devices I have the Hue motion sensor, which is detecting motion, since it's just over here. Then I have the virtual Sonoff outdoor light switch appearing here. So now this switch status is tracking what I do via the Smartthings app, but again, this is not doing anything yet. So in order to have this virtual outdoor light switch to control this outside lights switch, which actually turns the lights on, I had to create a routine for that. So going under routines, I have one for outdoor light on, which is when virtual Sonoff outdoor light switch opens, anytime it has an action for outside lights powered on. And the other one is outdoor light off, which has a routine for virtual Sonoff outdoor light switch closes, it will do an action outside lights power off. So this routine is getting triggered by that virtual switch. And now if I go back to Smartthings and look at the outdoor lights, turning it on, there is a bit of a lag, and that's because it's going via Amazon Alexa and triggering that routine. So now at this point I have the virtual switch which via Amazon Alexa turns the Sonoff switch on or off, turning the lights on or off. So that's great, but that's not exactly automatic yet, and it's not using the motion sensor yet, so this doesn't trigger anything. So the next thing is to go into Smartthings and to automate the lights with the motion sensor. So in Smartthings, under Smart Apps, there's an app called Smart Lighting, and in here we can create a new lighting automation. I have created already one. So in this automation we are saying which device we want to control. So it's the virtual Sonoff outdoor light switch, and what do you want to do is, well, yeah, quite obvious, turn it on. And what is the trigger for it, and which motion sensor? Well, okay, I have only one option here. There's the Hue motion sensor, which is this one, and turn on when motion starts. That makes sense. Turn off after motion stops. Yeah. Okay, there's a 1 minute delay after motion stops. Then there are some more options. So only during certain times, starting at sunset. Okay, I can also give an offset, because actually at sunset there's quite a lot of light outside, so I could tune that a bit. Ending at sunrise. Okay, here is also the option to use the illumination sensor, so only if the illumination is equal or lower than 10. This rule is enabled, but it's just not getting triggered because it's not dark outside and it's not after sunset. Okay, let's just go ahead and create another automation which we can trigger now. So I'm creating a rule which gets triggered always when there is motion. There's no limitation on illumination or time of day. So here, with the motion, I can trigger the lights. I hope this was helpful. Please consider subscribing and give a thumbs up if you got some value out of this. I'll also leave links in the description for a video when I install this Hue motion sensor, and links to all of the detailed steps. And please send me any comments if I missed anything and you were not able to figure out how to get this to work, and I'll try to help you. Thanks, and see you in the next one.